What's up, y'all? We are back. Guess what's back? Basketball and BS in 2020. I'm Keith. Y'all know me from Blurtish. Y'all know me from doing this. And we decided to come back this year. We had a little basketball BS when Harold came on to the podcast a little bit early in the year. We was talking, I don't know what we was talking about, TV shows, whatever. Marcel brought it up, said, hey, let's do it. Let's do it in a different way with Zoom. We're gonna give you some highlights. We're gonna give you a little bit of a fresh point of view. And we still gonna slander people who might need to be slandered, but we're gonna do it in a such a classy way. So with that said, everybody, let's reintroduce ourselves to the public.
Marcel P. Black, aka the Rent Guard, Thunder fan, and P. Bev slanderer.
Consistent.
Consistent.
Oh, I'm JB, your resident Laker fan. Here to slander P. Bell with Marcel whenever Marcel decide to catch around with P. Bell, I'm jumping in on site. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be a foul one.
Nope.
And just say Mamba forever, go Lakers.
There we go.
Mamba forever.
All right, HB man, Bulls fan supreme, Chi-Town, stay down. Just resident, basketball nerd, Black Zach Lowe out here, doing it.
Why he swings that. And me, look, I love the Lakers, but I call me Homer J. Simpson. I love the Pelicans too. Deal with it. I don't care.
All right, man. Now, how long has it been? I'm trying to think. The last time we did a podcast, who was where? KD was still in Golden State. Russell still in Oklahoma City. I think Derrick Rose might have been with the Cavs. Like, it's been a while, man. It's been a while.
It might have been when Derrick Rose said the Knicks was a super team, and then the world exploded.
I think our last was like right after LeBron went to LA.
So that was the 18-19 season?
At least the end of 20.
Huh. I don't remember.
Been a minute.
We back though. We back, man. We back having some fun with it, man. Trying to do some new stuff. You know what I mean? Try to have some fun with it.
So, who wants to kick it off by landing for this 50-point L they just took?
Let me pull this up. I can't wait for
I didn't watch it. So what happened?
Clippers going to clip.
Clippers going to clip. Now, honestly, JB, like that's the most like poignant way you could put it. Like seriously, like this is a team that are absolute world beaters one night, and the other night they can land an absolute dud against the JV high school team. Like seriously, like they're so hard to pin down. Through the first two games, Paul George has been great. Actually somewhat looking like a leader of the team, but like as they showed today, they're still prone to like absolutely just kind of like laying an egg, like, and not individually, but as a team. And I'm including like Ty Lue as well as that, like all across the board, coaching included. Like this is a team that on any given night can look just completely lost. And they showed that tonight against the Mavs.
Hey, my man Paul George said, I take responsibility for the loss. This was on me. Really, Paul George? Really?
Man, I guess he got that contract. He got that max contract. He trying to be a leader all of a sudden. He got that money, I guess.
He's a leader of men.
JP, you're trying to baby right now. We said that we weren't going to curse. You almost made me curse when you said that. Like, ain't nobody checking with Paul George. Like, he's kind of like, I'm just saying though, like seriously, like you know that cousin you got that like, oh man, he got a job, he doing all right. But like when he get fired from that job and end up in jail, you're not really surprised. Like that's Paul George. Like you're just always waiting for him to lay a dud. Like you're just always waiting for him to like screw up. So I mean, it is what it is.
Damn.
Nobody likes Paul George anyway.
Well, and I guess one thing that we can say about the Clippers season so far, like 3 games in, is that like honestly, like on the court, Kawhi has been kind of hit or miss. But it's one thing that came into the season, the big question mark around his team, especially with changing coaches, like where's the leadership? Like now more than ever, they feel like a team full of mercenaries. They're like a lot of talented guys, but it's discombobulated. And who's the voice on that team? I think that's the big thing moving forward.
Mercenary is the right word when Paul George and just like held them for ransom somehow, and they obliged.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you know what? I feel like that's always been.
Because you look at their future financial.
Hold up. No, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that's always been the Clippers' problems, man. I feel like the thing with the Clippers is like, on paper they look great. It's always a team like going back into like the Doc era, right? Like when he first got there, like even with Chris Paul.
Right.
I feel like you put together all these different all-stars and all these different pieces from different teams, but they never win. They couldn't do it under Doc, and I think it has a lot to do with like the ownership and general management of the Clippers, period. Like you on paper, you would think, oh, you got this guy, you got this guy, you got this guy, you got this guy. I mean, on 2K, it's amazing playing 2K. But when you playing real ball, it never ever works, man. It never works.
Right. Absolutely. Great point. And the thing, and another thing, like just kind of like going back to the point that they're kind of like a team full of mercenaries, is that who's the lead facilitator on that team?
Patrick Beverley.
Like you
Speak up to so and so. Wait. I've been waiting. So look. This is from your starting point guard, right? 21 minutes and 55 seconds. He was 0 for 2 from the field. And he shot 2 3-pointers, right? He shoot no regular field goals, right? 0 for 2 from the 3. His 2 points came from free throws. 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks.
0 steals.
0 steals, whatever. 0% from the field, 0% from 3-pointer. He had two defensive rebounds. He had 1 turnover, and he had 4 fouls. So he fouled more than he did anything. And
I got a question.
He had a game worst. No. Zubac had a game worst, but he was a negative 23.
Is he a starting point guard, or is he a third string center? I don't know. With those types of stuff.
He's a world class bum. Like, bro, I was looking up the other day. Like, I cannot wait until this contract runs out because nobody else is gonna pick him up. Like, by the time his contract work runs out, he'll be like 35, and like he would be done. So like you know, I don't want to be like the guy like Adam Sandler and like press fast forward to hurry up and get the stuff so you can get it over with. But at the same time, bro, like the day that his contract is over with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? They need to send him to either send Patrick Beverley to the Knicks, or like give like a terrible town like, I don't know, what's a terrible town?
Utah.
No, I'm like a team. What's a terrible town that they?
I mean, but Utah's a good organization though.
No.
Like,
Okay.
Sacramento.
Sacramento, not even Sacramento, because I like De'Aaron Fox. Let's say if they want to expand to like Idaho, right? If Idaho gets the Idaho Potatoes as an expansion team, like he needs to go there. Like he needs to go, or if they bring Vancouver back, like send Patrick Beverley to Vancouver or something like that, man, or whatever. Look, I would even put that on Seattle. Like he needs to either go to the Knicks or some new expansion team, because that's all it deserves. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to stay in the league, I cannot wait to Patrick Beverley's career. Like he's terrible, man. He is the definition of hiding behind greatness. You know what I'm saying? And not being worth nothing. He doesn't do anything good. Like, he just claps real hard and injures people. And I want to run my fade with him to this day. It doesn't matter. Like, Russell Westbrook played for 2 or 3 different teams later, and I still want my fade with Patrick Beverley.
And that was the Pete Bev Slander Corner.
There we go. I had to get out
sponsored by right.
It's been 2 years.
No, I mean, but here's the thing. But like, I know, but what I'm saying, it goes back to the point that like, if Pete Bev is your starting point guard, how much leadership on the court do you have? That's the thing. You know, like I said, they're super talented, but they're discombobulated, and it's kind of the way I feel about like Milwaukee, or even how I kind of feel about like Brooklyn when they go into the playoffs this year. When they go against teams that have that continuity, that have that chemistry, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. because in the playoffs, it's more half court, it's more like, the rotations are shorter. That 11-man rotation turns into an 8-man rotation or 9-man rotation. Like, there's so little margin for error that, like, I think that, like, when the Clippers run up against teams that are more together, more or better put together, they're gonna falter just because of just general, like, they just don't have like the foundation of a team that's built to go far.
I'm just happy for Montrezl Harrell. He looks so happy. He left. He doesn't have to be like their all-star. He just gets to be at the level that he needs to play at, and he's paid appropriately, and he's just so happy. Like, dude was hitting fadeaway. Look, he replays hard, defends, rebound. Like, nobody told him he has to, like some Clip fans like, oh, he can't defend. That's because your team was built wrong. Sorry. That's just
where did Trez go to college? Where did he go to college?
I don't know.
Shoot, I'm drawing a blank. I'm not sure.
He played like an HBCU player. That's why I asked.
I was just about to say, he's like a really good HBCU player.
But cool. To be fair, Trez is not a starting center on the championship contender. The thing about the reason he's a good fit on the Lakers. The reason he's a good fit on the Lakers is because they have like a second center to kind of fulfill that role that he can't quite live up to, which is fine.
Hey, I'm just happy for the brother. He didn't have to leave his house. He just walked across the hall, and he's like with a real organization.
Yeah.
He won.
Hey, he played for my dog, man. He played for my dog.
I'm not mad at him at all. No, definitely. And then Coop, you're absolutely right. He looked absolutely
He went to Louisville.
Yeah, he played for my dog.
Oh, he sure did. Yeah.
No wonder why he knows how to play hard.
Oh,
that's why.
Right. Oh, Sick Patino. We ain't gonna get into how he got up to Louisville, but it is what it is.
Yeah. We're gonna leave those alone, but
Wait. So Coop, you trying to tell me they have Ferris wheels up in Louisville?
I mean, I'm saying there's a lot that went on in Louisville in our absence.
Man, look, we didn't talk about the Clippers enough.
Yeah, we're done. We can move on. They suck.
So
I don't say they suck, but
No. And here's the thing, and Coop, that's the thing that's the thing that's so confounding.
But when they do, it's funny.
So
they lost tonight.
Who lost?
104.
Yeah, they lost
106.
106, 104 to Charlotte. I mean, you know what? Even that aside, like the first two games, they look like absolute world beaters. Like, honestly, like they look good. They look really good. Now my thing is this, and same thing with a lot of teams this year. And if you notice, all of the really good teams are real offense heavy. They're one of them. I worry about defense, but the thing about it, like when you can score at will like Brooklyn does, defense, I'm not going to say it kind of plays a backseat, but they're definitely one of those teams by where if they can cobble together on a night-to-night basis a league average defense, they're going to be so hard to beat.
Yeah, they could be top 15 in defense. They're going to make a lot of people hurt, heads hurt. I think they're going to have to go a little bit of struggle, though, just trying to figure out everybody's role, because KD's used to being the number one option. And right now, everybody's taking a back seat to Kyrie and just kind of getting in where they fit in a little.
Right. Well, and as far as their defensive struggles, one thing that they do have in their at their advantage is that they've kind of figured out the one part of defense that most teams struggle at. They have rim protection. They have depth at rim protection, actually. You have DJ and you have Jared Allen. But the only thing, if they can kind of cobble together some guys that can play defense on the perimeter and stop guys from like absolutely like firebombing them up from three, this is going to be a dangerous team, man. Because like I said, like there's not many teams that can stop them from scoring. like off night aside, and I kind of imagine what this may have been. That when they're on, dude, like if 2 or 3 of those guys are on, they're so hard to beat.
You know what? I want to see. I guess whenever I watch them, I want to see more. You know who I want to? I can't wait to see who they play. I want to circle when they play Miami. I want to see how they stack up against Miami.
Yeah.
I thought the Boston game was gonna be a little closer, but the second half they just were like, okay, let's go ahead and get these boys out here, and they went on a little run and took care of them real easily. But you're right, Coop, that Miami game, because Miami gonna play hard. They're gonna play defense, and they're not gonna back down.
Miami got the heart, man. They don't have, on paper, you might not, he's like, they don't have the stars, but it's like, that's a team. It's a team I can respect. And I mean, shoot. I mean, when you saw what they did to Pels. Pels came back within 5 on Christmas. They fleet down, out,
but they blew them
away. It's like, okay, this team is for real, for real.
So I got a question. I got a question about KD, man. I asked this in the group the other day. Do y'all think KD found a home in Brooklyn?
Do you have a home in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I'm saying like he looked real comfortable out there.
I'm gonna say yes.
I
think he mentally feel like he chose it.
As long as he on the court, he at home.
Yeah, because it don't matter.
I say at the contrast actually cool. I think basketball wise, he's found a home, but like mentally and emotionally, which has always kind of been his big motivators. We gotta wait and see.
We gotta wait.
Yeah, it's too early to tell.
Because he can score 40 points and be the most unhappiest person in life.
I've never seen a more miserable 40-point scorer in my life, Coop. Seriously.
Like, you're awesome. It's like, it could just be like, I hate it here. Let me drop 50 on somebody.
Okay, so I got another question. So is Steve Nash going to prove to be a good coach, or is he going to be another Steve Kerr?
Wait, I tell you what, Steve Kerr not a good coach?
We won't know. Look, no. I say we won't know until he's on his second job coaching the Orlando Magic. You know what? No, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shade, but like, let's put him in the same position that Jacques Vaughn was in, right? Let's put him in the same position that Monty Williams is in.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I mean, viewers, listeners, I'm not trying to start stuff, but like, I'm trying to start stuff. Like, you know what it is.
I guess that's another wait and see.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, let's be real, fellas. He kind of silver spooned his way into this position, though, right?
Yep.
I mean,
look, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying he can't coach, but what's going to be the measure of him as a coach until times get hard? Like, my thing is that people doubted Spoelstra until Braun left time, and he proved himself, right?
Man, Spoelstra coaching.
Yeah.
Right.
Spoelstra coaching.
So, like I said, like, when you're handed a team whose floor is 50 wins, it's kind of hard to tell your measure as a coach. That's all I'm saying.
So I got 2 questions then. So I'm watching this, and I was gonna see some of the highlights when we put up the Thunder game, but I'm watching this. I see Charlotte looking good. So let me ask you this: 2 questions. Is Hayward back, and is LaMelo for real?
I think Hayward is not back. Even though I didn't watch it, I just think he's gonna take a second, just because
he out there hooping though.
I don't know.
He out there hooping.
But I think LaMelo will be real.
I think he is too. I like LaMelo. I like LaMelo's game.
Yeah, it looked like it translates.
I like his game.
So I'll say this. As has always been the case, healthy Hayward is back. See, it's never been a question about his skill or his game. It's always been about health. So as long as he's standing, I'll count him as being back. Now, as far as LaMelo, I feel that, like, in the draft, LaMelo landed in one of the best spots he could because James Borrego is one hell of a coach. And I feel like he's a younger coach, and he'll be able to, like, I feel like LaMelo will be kind of receptive to that coaching. I think LaMelo's game is going to grow a whole lot in Charlotte. And honestly, if he renders either Graham or Rozier more or less useless by the end of the year, I won't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, they were saying they were talking about that yesterday when we played against him. Like he's going to eventually take somebody's starting spot. They just trying to see because he grew like 6 or 7 inches within the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to see if he's going to be like a natural point or if he's going to be more of a wing guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because just 2 years ago he was 6'3".
Right, and now he's what, 6'8"?
Yeah, 6'8", 6'9". It got a good body, like he's a good NBA body.
Oh, he has the build. And actually, one thing that's kind of been overlooked is that people kind of make fun of his time in Australia. But one thing that he did improve upon was the form of his shot. He got a more consistent form of his jump shot. Those legs don't flail as much anymore. It's like, because like my thing is like when he first got there, whenever he pulled up, you didn't know what was going to come out of his hand. But now it's something that's a little bit more consistent, a little bit more workable. And like I said, Borrego comes from that pop tree. And if one thing those guys know how to do, they know how to hustle, they know how to shoot. So like I think that in the draft, him landing in Charlotte, like I said, once again, I'll say it was probably the best place for him to land. If he was in the Knicks, I'd be like, he'll be out of the league in 3 years.
Oh, God.
I think that exactly. So early RIP to Obi Toppin. I'm hoping the best for you. But with him being in Charlotte, I feel that he has a foundation, and Borrego is building a foundation for him to grow as a player. So I mean, they're definitely sold on him as being like their franchise player. So I think they're taking the strides to actually, invest in him as such.
No, I've like I said, I watched the play against the Thunder yesterday, and I was like, man, it was, I actually enjoy watching Charlotte play. Like, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool basketball.
Yeah.
So since I mentioned, let me talk about my beloved real quick, man. So I think the last time we spoke, I think Melo might have been on the Thunder last time we talked, right? But
yep,
we done traded everybody away. We have for the first time ever, we have no superstars on my team. We have no all-stars on my team, no all-NBA people. Presti, like, man, I love, first of all, let me say this too. If we go back to the old podcast, I always had some slander for CP3, right? Let me be man enough to come on this new episode and apologize to Christopher Paul. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the guy. I really don't know why I didn't like the guy, but what he did for my organization last year, he's a class act.
Oh, you know why?
He played great. He played great basketball, and he made my squad better. So man, I got to shout out Chris Paul. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching the Thunder play.
God.
And what he did. Like, I'm watching Dort, and I'm watching SGA. Like last year, like, I don't know, well, in this particular game, SGA hit the go-ahead jumper to win against the Hornets. And like last year, he wouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, a pull-up jumper was not a part of his game. Now, we all know that's a huge part of Chris Paul's game. You know what I'm saying? Just like, hello?
Yeah, I think we had a little hesitation.
Oh, man. Hold up. We back?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's still recording too. I don't know what happened. That just be what happened with extra soul to our stuff or whatever. But yeah, I just think like so I'm just watching like the way these young players on the Thunder, and I'm still trying to learn. I don't even know half the people on my squad. It's one dude with this dude Kendrick Williams dude. He got a whole South Dallas shad. If you look at it, number 34, he got a whole South Dallas shad. He about to go. Like he's trying out of Oak Cliff or something. You know what I'm saying? But like it's weird because like
former Pelican.
Yep. He did play for the Pelicans, right? But like he's from Waco, so it makes sense he got a haircut like that. But like, I'm just saying, like
a little bit of Waco slander.
Hey, I rock with Waco, man. I rock with Waco, bro. Whatever, I rock with them. But I'm just saying, like, so I'm watching, and like we're going to be a competitive team, and like they're talking about, like, man, if Matt Muscala keep hitting 5 threes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can see Presti have another fire sale because make no bones about it, we are going for Cade Cunningham next season because he's at Oklahoma State. You know what I'm saying? So like
Absolutely.
We tanking.
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now, they're saying that we're looking at like we have 2 first-round picks, and it could be as good as number 3 and number 10 in the lottery. But like, we going for Cade Cunningham. You put Cade Cunningham because next probably by the half of the year, you know what I'm saying? George Hill and Al Horford gonna be gone because Al Horford they out here balling. Old Negroes out here balling. You know what I'm saying? So we're going for more picks, and we're gonna make it real sexy for somebody to give us a number 1 pick. We're going for Cade Cunningham, and we're gonna put Cade Cunningham next to SGA. My dog balling on me. He got so much juice, man. Like, my dog out here balling. But I was, we've had a lot of changes in Oklahoma City. Our coach dipped on us. He's like, I'm straight. And he went to go fool with HB and them. You know what I mean? So we good though, man. My team about to be competitive, man. My team about to be competitive. And look, so I'm gonna go to the Bulls since HB and them took our coach. I'm gonna switch over to the Bulls.
Well, real quick. One thing I will say about the Thunder. One thing I am really impressed by Maledon. Theo Maledon.
Yes.
I like him. I really like him. I like his game. Everybody was talking about Poku, but like I feel like people got to realize Poku is a project. Like he'll show some flashes this year, but like Maledon has shown that he's like ready to ball right now. So even
that's Tony
like
Parker Jr. It's Tony Parker Jr.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like he can be a part of that rotation now and like when you guys grow. So I love what you guys are doing. Like my thing is like Celly, I have to admit, you've made me like a Presti believer over the years. He knows what he's doing. Like I think that like there's tanking. There's tanking, and that's what like the Knicks and like the Magic do unsuccessful, and it takes them 7 years or 10 years to have a winning season, and it's kind of like rebuilding like you guys do. Like y'all are doing it the right way. Like y'all take an L now, but y'all ain't gonna take plenty. This ain't gonna be a Sacramento Kings situation, seriously. So, but no, like I said, I had to like while we won the Thunder, I had to shout out Maledon. That boy is balling. Like he's athletic, he has the body for it, and the thing about it, like in the league that covers like 3-and-D guys, like he's somebody you guys can develop. I think he could be what Andre Roberson was supposed to be for you.
Can I say one thing about Sam Presti?
Sure.
I wish he was my stockbroker because he be out here dealing, man.
He'd be amazing.
This man knows every option. This man knows every algorithm, every option, every rule, every exception. like studying him makes me a better analyst of life.
Right.
Like, geez. So yes, y'all. Whenever you are and I just want to say this also, folks. Basketball BS never been about those vapid hot takes. Learn some. Take some time. Read about the CBA, and know when we bring up CBA stuff and when we reference when people know what they're doing with the CBA, it matters. It matters a lot.
Absolutely. It's not always about this year, folks.
100%.
It is not about terrible hot take memes.
Nah,
stop it.
This ain't the other group. This ain't the other group, man. We talk basketball over here. And so real quick, I want to shout out. I got to shout out my guy Bays, my boy Bays out there hooping. I got to shout out my guy Dort. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. I'm about to give me a Dort jersey. I got to shout out my guy Poku. I love Poku. Poku don't care. Poku play like he Porzingis already. He out here running and gunning, 7'1", shooting 3-pointers from whatever. I love it.
Poku wild.
Poku, I like Poku. I like him. He was like, who did you model your game after? He said, I didn't model my game after anybody. He said, I play like Poku. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Talk that talk, young blood. He just turned 19 the other day. He talking like he out here. He talking like he Dirk already. And then I also got to say, and I want y'all to take care of him out there. I'm gonna say peace to my guy, Big Funaki. That was my heart and soul, man. But I'm glad he landed in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he's with family. That's my guy. We always gonna love him. All right. So look, let's go to the Bulls, man. Let's go to the Bulls. It ain't gonna be too long. Don't worry about it.
All right. No, for real. No, believe you me, it ain't gonna be long. But one thing I will say, and Marcel, you forgot to like mention, not only did you gift me You know what I'm saying? One of you guys, you also gifted me a coach. You know what I'm saying? So like Billy D's there. And one thing that I feel hopeful about is that one thing, he knows how to develop young talent. And as like Sally, I'm glad you brought up this game because I actually watched this game live last night. So a couple of things. Kobe White, love Kobe White. I'm a UNC guy. But the thing about it is that like he's trying to make that transition from, but he's trying to make that transition from combo guard to like legit facilitator and point guard, and it's been a little rocky. So like, the thing is, we know we could ball, we know he could ball, we know he can like get buckets, but that decision making is still, still developing because like you'll see him like run a break, and it takes him a split second longer to try to make a decision, and sometimes that ends up in an errant pass or not hitting the guy when he can get that open three, or even sometimes a turnover. So like it's definitely growing pains going on there. But one really bright spot I could say is that our guy that we selected fourth, and I wanted my dude Denny Avdia at the spot, but we got Patrick Williams from, and look, man, I mean, million a year. I feel that's because we're trying to move off of Porter, but also like skill wise, he looks like a natural out there. He's not lost on defense, especially on transition defense, which we know when you're a team like that's going to miss quite a lot of shots and have to defend on the fly. He's one of the few people that already knows, like, he already looks like he knows where to be out there. So I mean, that's something good for us. LaVine has got to be one of the more polarizing players in the league. And you know what? From night to night, I don't know how to feel about him. Really, I don't. I mean, no, seriously, like, because my thing is, part of it is that you know what you're going to get from him. And when I say that, I mean, you're not going to get any defense, but, issue from anywhere 20 to 35 a night. On the nights he gives you 35, you forgive the lack of defense. On the nights that they only give you 20, you're just kind of like, hey, dude, we need to get you the hell out of here. So, I mean, like, and then that's kind of a hard spot to be in when he's your lead scorer. We got Laurie back out there. He was injured for a good part of last year. He's looking powerful, which is kind of an issue in itself, right? Right there in today's NBA. So he's still trying to find a role, and I think Billy should be able to find something for him. But what that does is that, like, if he doesn't really have a spot, it kind of makes him attractive on the trade block. So we may be moving off of Laurie, but the thing about it, like in these first couple of games, on offense at least, he looks very fluid. He looks very comfortable. Defense, I mean, we've never expected him to, knock down like 3 blocks a game or anything like that. But the thing about it is that, like, in the show on opening night against the Hawks, we can score, and when we score efficiently, we're in the game. But when we're not, we get the result of like the Hawks putting 83 points on us in the first half. So and in the game against Roll, one thing you'll notice, you hear a lot of basketball, like, purists talk about this. We lost the middle 10. The last 5 minutes of the second quarter and the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. So as a young team, those kind of the things that, like, you have to work around. We have some veteran guys, local boy, shout out BR, Garrett Temple, he put it some good minutes for us, but at the same time, when does Garrett
let me see something.
Like kind of like harness, like some continuity and some type of order against a veteran team like Indiana.
I was about to say, Garrett Temple is an all-world locker room guy.
Absolutely.
It's everywhere, man. Just just come in and
if you need somebody to get everybody together in the locker room, that's him. So I want to say this too. So HB, real quick, do you think that Billy D can do with Laurie what he did with Gallo last year? Because they kind of remind me of the same player. What he did with Gallo last year in Oklahoma City. Do you think he can get similar production?
That's the big question, because here's the thing. Gallo, the difference is that Well, he can get production from him, but here's the thing: the difference was Gallo had a defined to get out the production from him. It's more or less like find that for him. I mean, kind of like started like 8-20 a night, easy guy. But the thing about it is like so often he looks lost within the offense because they haven't really established a real role for him yet.
Right. And also, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but TJ Warren like a bootleg Kawhi.
TJ Warren. TJ Warren from Indy, right?
Yeah, from Indy. Right. Yeah, he like a bootleg Kawhi. He already getting buckets, but he look like Kawhi like step cousin or something.
Right. They get their braids done by the same person.
Right. Instead of the claw, that's the instead of the claw, that's
with
the grip.
The Bulls, like,
that's the
yeah,
grip.
I mean it's the grip.
Right.
So like to close out on the Bulls though, like a couple other people, we have Wendell Carter Junior, senior, whatever he is, I don't know. But like I said, I think the big thing is that like Boylen discombobulated that team so much is that like we have talent, we just have to know where to place it. We have like guys like Denzel Valentine and all of that. Like it's all about finding the spot for these guys. So if Billy D can kind of like establish some type of order there, which he showed he could do in Oklahoma City. Honestly,
that's a name I have not heard in a while. Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, I mean the thing about it, he played a little bit cool. He played a little bit last night, and the thing is, like as Bulls fan, I've been tracking him since he's been in the league. He's been hurt a lot. So that's the thing. The talent's there, but it's just all about trying to like find a role for these guys. Like I mean, like I don't think people realize how big of a mess Boylen made of that team. Like, granted, they weren't a good roster, but like his philosophy and whatever the hell he was doing made it like 1,000 times worse.
Right. All right, JB, I'm looking at you with that Lakers hat blinking, man.
What's up?
Let's talk about the Lakers a little bit, brother.
First off, we're gonna put some respect on our name. We are the defending NBA champion, Los Angeles Lakers. I got proof. We're the champions. We're the champs. We're the champs. So, as you know, we looked horrible opening night. Against the Clippers. I think that's one of the few times the Clippers actually come together as a team and decide to play real basketball when they play against us.
Right.
Other than that, they just out there. But we have LeBron and AD, two of the most passive superstars ever. AD is out tonight with a calf injury.
Oh man!
Y'all know y'all group thread where I just hate that AD plays so soft sometimes.
I mean, his body is soft.
If I get AD to be 60% ecstatic, I just want to see AD post up 20 times a game.
People sit post up, he'll have like.
I ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna complain though. Yeah.
Title. Is AD a dog?
Yes, no. No. All right. No. Come on, man. AD is a very talented player. He's a superstar.
Yes.
And but he's not a dog. AD is not that guy like, hey man, go kill. AD, he's just not a dog to me. I love his game, but it's something missing.
So is super number two.
That's why I call him a passive Like that's why I call him a passive superstar. AD is like the perfect superstar to play with anybody because he's not gonna complain about touches. He's not gonna complain about his role. Even if he don't get no shots, he's still gonna defend and rebound his butt off. So I mean, you can't complain about that. That's why I'm learning to adjust to the fact that he's not a dog, but he's gonna still put up those numbers. Like I'll be watching the game, be like, man, what the hell AD at? Then I look at the stats, and he got 20.
8. It's like,
He like 8 for 14 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, with like 27 points and 8 rebounds. And I'm like, what the hell is AD? But he killing. He's not a dog. And I'm okay with that now.
Is he a ninja dog?
Wait,
he's a ghost dog. He's a ghost dog.
Is he a ninja dog? He's a ghost dog? Yeah.
Ghost dog, yeah. Like, yeah.
All right, so I got 2 questions. I got 2 questions. So JB, 2 questions for you. Number 1,
okay.
I remember you wasn't the biggest fan of, pretty much everything Magic did to get LeBron to LA, including trading off your Panthers. And I know you would, of course you a Mamba guy, so you wasn't the biggest fan of LeBron in LA. So how do you feel now that he brought y'all the ring? And number 2, the Lakers will run it back again this year.
Okay, number 1. So you're right. I wasn't a fan. I wanted my Panthers. I love my Panthers. It's like you with OKC. I'm watching my boys grow up, then all of a sudden they're gone. But right. I can't complain because they brought us a ring. And the other thing about that, Kobe said LeBron and Lakers. So like my dude said on that movie South Central, Kobe said he do, so we keeping him.
Okay. Hey, shout out to hey man, look, shout out to my guy Schroeder, man. Schroeder put some good years in playing backup point guard for us. I was, of course I would like to have him, but I understand that we needed to move him along if we wanted to develop SGA as a point guard. But I think he found a good landing spot. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'll get him a ring too, man, because he deserved it, man. He put in some. He should have got 6 Man of the Year last year over Trez, but he put in some good time and did some good basketball with us, man. So shout out to my man D17.
And do I think we're gonna run it back? I'm in the same position I was in last year with that. I think we have the talent to run it back, but it's always gonna depend on our shooting. With Schroeder, we got a legit decent back, a good point guard that can actually initiate offense, get buckets himself. He's not bad on defense. He can shoot the 3. I haven't liked what I saw from Wesley Matthews the first couple of games. He looked lost out there, him and Gasol, but I do think we have the talent to run it back. It's going to depend on matchups in the playoffs again. Because if we play, like I said, the Clippers, that's the only team I feel like in the West that we don't match up well against because they have 2 great wing players. We have 1. And, like, if we need to stop, we could put LeBron on Kawhi or Paul George, and I trust that LeBron in the playoffs in the last 5 minutes of a game, he'll lock down defensively. As Jamal Murray, he'll do it if he has to. But if LeBron is locking down Kawhi, who's locking down PG?
Himself.
The rim.
The side of the backboard, huh, HB? Yeah, I mean, I would love for us to run it back. I'm not gonna lie. I would love it because I get to say 2-time defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers.
Cool. All right, so look, cool, man. Let's talk about this Pelicans real quick. Cool.
I'll keep it macro, I guess.
Y'all beat the Spurs tonight, man. Big win.
Yeah,
sure. Look, I'm positive. I'm positive about it. You know what? I don't even care if they make the playoffs. It's fun. They're young. The talent is there. And Zion, he's healthy, man. We gonna play unrestricted, positive steps. And you know what else I like? Brandon Ingram, he just looks more assertive. Looks more assertive so far.
Zion's still fat though.
I mean, he's a fat guy, but he's talented.
He eating the best food of his life down in New Orleans, bro.
But he's a more trim fat guy.
No,
You lucky he don't look like Oliver Miller.
Right.
Oh,
Quick on the protocol.
don't speak that
Quick
into
go to
existence,
Cafe Du
please.
Monde.
Like, get him on keto. They got good keto peas. Look, look. Whoever is dietitian, get the keto, get the good recipes. Go. Just keep them burning. Keep them burning. Like, look, man, just the legs healthy, and we're gonna just go have a good time. I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, and shout out to Steven Adams. I said this the other day. It just feels good to have a vet in the middle. He looks like he's fit. He just a nice. Everybody likes Steven Adams. He just goes in there, does his job, and he fills a role. And
the Pels have had a legit
non-bum center.
A legit starting center and a starting small forward since y'all had Emeka Okafor and Trevor.
Thank goodness.
Those are two. That's why I'm not. When the last time that we had that?
Emeka Okafor and Trevor.
Man, that's like last season.
I'm just mad at JV.
What followed? The big, I guess, one about Ball not getting.
We talked about this. Well, basically, the consensus is like New Orleans is kind of hedging their bets because it seems like half of the league loves Lonzo's game and the other half doesn't. So immediately that cuts his market in half. And out of those teams that like him, are they really trying to pay him? So my thing is, I think for this year it's a great opportunity for both the Pels and Lonzo because he's on his prove it right now, and he has the tools to like really prove it. Honestly, I think he has the game to kind of like overtake and take Bledsoe's starting spot if he wants to. If the jumper gets just a little bit wetter, he has everything else. He's better than Bledsoe at everything else. Seriously.
Bledsoe made some mistakes on Christmas Day. Well,
and I think part of it on Christmas Day, and once again, me and JB gossiping like a bunch of housewives. Like I think a lot of it is that it's scheme based, and one thing about it is that like SVG's there, and offensively they look great. Like they'll look a little lackadaisical, but the thing is, for the most part, they move off the ball. They're doing what they have to do. They're looking for good shots. But that perimeter, that transition defense is awful.
Terrible.
You know what? Since we talk about Zion's weight, you know what I also want to talk about? Since I'm going macro here, I want to talk about we should have like a Stan Van Gundy watch from week to week. Like, how is Stan Van doing? Is he all right? Does he look stable? Like that's the key. Like
the answer is no.
I'm gonna make a prediction. Stan Van, he's like a fresh battery in your car when you change it in the winter and get you started, get your car running. Then when it start to can't crank a little bit, maybe by season 3, let's pre-fire him before he brings fire to the building. That's just a thought.
And the thing is, the only thing with that is that like Stan Van has always been a player's coach. Players love Stan Van, especially young players. So why everybody else was kind of baffled by the hire, and honestly, I kind of was too. I kind of got it. You have a very young core. Your best players are young. All of your best players are under 25 years old. So I got that. But you're absolutely right, Coop. Like once it goes sour, it goes sour. But I will say this:
Stan watch every week.
It won't. Well, Coop. I will say this: it won't go sour the same way it does with like Scott Skiles. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Scott Skiles, man, you want to want to punch his people. Well, you want to fight people.
Nah, it's like mid-season, first season. Like, nah, you got to get this dude up out of here.
All right, so look, fellas,
that's a blast from pass.
And in the spirit of making sure that we show some type of brevity, we try to keep everything at an hour. We close the hour. Real quick, this is what I want to end on, man. I want to end on this right here. Let's talk about the beard. So, let's talk about the beard. So this is my thing, right? This is oh man, I got so much to say about the beard. I'm trying to be brief, right?
Let's go.
The beard is who everybody claims Russell Westbrook is. Let's say that. The beard's behavior is why Presti traded him 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because during the finals in Miami against we weren't gonna beat Miami, but he was out there partying BS with Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And cutting up and having way too much fun. You know, he lost all that weight. He lost all that weight before he went into the bubble, and post bubble he gained it back and some, right? And so I'm, you know, and like he's a he's a spoiled brat. It's really frustrating because like part of the reason why he is a superstar and so dominant is because the league changed the rule to let this man travel so he can score 40 points a night, right? So he's out partying, he's in strip clubs, he's lit, but he comes back out, ain't practice. He done gave half the team corona because he asymptomatic, but he ain't got it. You know what I mean? Whatever. He done gave half the team corona. Ain't no Boogie, ain't no John Wall. Come out first game, ain't did no practicing, no training camp, and dropped 44-17. Right now they lost, but it's like man, like for a dude. Yeah. So it's like I said the other day in our group, I said the beard is campaigning like the Locks did on the Let the Locks Go campaign, right? But like, you know, he's really being a spoiled brat about it. And I feel like if this was Stern, he'd have been suspended. You know what I'm saying? But like Adam Silver's been real soft with the situation. But it's like, man, as much as I want to slander him off the court, this boy here balling. Like he really came out and dropped, you know, because he had to play the point because John Wall ain't there. You know, they shipped my dog Russ off to Washington, so he playing the point 44-17. You know what I'm saying? So like he literally contributed to like, you know what I'm saying, like 70 points.
70 points.
at minimum, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, I just want to get y'all thoughts on the beard before we go this evening.
I'm gonna say this. Hashtag, you know, stop raw facing out here. You know, like for real, like we raw facing, dog. Like, where's your mask at? You in the strip club? God, you know, look, you know, shout out to all, you know, sex workers. We don't shame them, but considering you know, bro, like you kind of like got to protect yourself out here, and you're supposed to be a leader, and you out here killing people's careers, like, you know, not in a good way. You know, you're endangering people's lives. Like, all jokes aside, like, you know, that's I'm gonna keep it PG. That's just it's a dick move. That's the easiest way I can say it. It's a dick move. Like, you're just not a leader. You're being selfish. You're being a brat, like you say. You know, talent aside, it's selfish. It's selfish. It's stupid, and you know, you're endangering yourself. Like, look, we get it. You don't want to be in Houston, but you don't have to be so unclassy and unprofessional to the new coach. You know, to the brother that's just getting this position, and here you go, and you acting up. So it's just like, bro, just pull a Kawhi. Just shut up, disappear, put a mask on, you know, and chill a little bit.
So, okay, and Coop, I agree with everything you said, absolutely. But just kind of like on a business level, I was talking to with a partner of mine earlier. I was like, what does he think this is doing to his trade value? You know,
he don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, my thing is like, you want to go to a contender. What contender is going to deal with this? You know, and also like Houston at this point has said, hey, we've expanded the search. So it's to the point by where they're just trying to like get off of this dude for like anything, because everybody in the league outside of like maybe two teams know that like, hey, we have a 2-year rental on James Harden. Let's try to do what we can without it. The thing is, like, more than likely, whoever signed or wherever he gets traded, they're not even intending to sign him to a deal after that. You know, like, I mean, think about what that does to your reputation. You were an MVP a couple of years ago and runner-up for 2 straight years, and all of a sudden, like you get traded off, and once your deal is due, the team that you've been traded to don't want to have anything to do with it. Like
I feel like he could be a 2-year superstar that don't get an extension right
yeah,
after he gets
exactly.
traded to somebody. Like it'll be.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, because like when those 2 years are up, like if they trade him to say, I don't know, just say Indiana, like a middle tier contender, they have absolutely no intention of even trying to resign him. They'll do the whole PR thing, like, hey, we'll offer you a 4-year, however many extension, but they're not going to want him in town.
Because let's be honest, itself. How old is James Harden? He's like, what, 33?
No, 30, 31, 32.
31.
Okay, that's probably a hard 31. Like by the time he's 33, 34, do you think he's gonna be able to pull he will have to get in shape like Chris Paul, start eating better, doing these things, changing his life. Do you see it? It's possible, but if he's doing this now, and this is kind of a waste of year, because we know what's gonna happen to Houston. They're gonna get their butts, their brains beat in come playoff time by somebody. They're not going anywhere because they have no leadership and no nothing. So this is a wasted year. So let's just say he's 32, 33. He's just going to have to improve, and he's going to have to show it. And I just don't think the thread on the wheels are going to last long.
So, Kamikaze said this on Facebook, and I think it's a pretty good point. I think people like not Paul George, but I think Harden is going to lead. I think he's going to lead the era of people who literally play for contracts and not championships. He does, and I think that they're going to Paul George, right? They're going to sign a max, get out as much money as they can, and then go to another team and blah 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 blah. And I think because honestly, I think every single player whose legacy would be tainted if they never won a ring has won a ring by now, right? Like Kawhi got his ring, AD got his ring, KD got his ring. Brian he made it possible twice when nobody else thought it'd be possible after leaving Miami. Like nobody's gonna look at Harden and be like, yo, he was a bum because he never got a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like the era is over. You know what I'm saying? This is
the window is shut. It's pretty much like people see him as he's the most successful loser. And I'm very pro player, but he's abusing the hell out of his power.
And that's my problem. That's my problem, man. Just as a man, just sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? It just as a man, bro, like you acting like a spoiled brat. Like be a Kawhi and say your ankle hurt and sit out for a full year. And go ask Uncle Dennis for advice on how to get traded out somewhere and go get that bag. Which
for the record is also kind of a bitch move, but it's less of a bitch move. At least it's within the parameters of business.
But I think the difference is that you're not being like Kawhi affected, him and his team, no doubt. But like, man, we saw when Rudy Gobert playing around, shut the whole league down last year. Like first game, you know what I'm saying? Like you playing with other people's health, like even the dancers and your homegirls or whatever in the team, because people like they had to forfeit the first game of the season because they didn't have enough people to suit up because so many people had COVID. Boogie and John Wall just got there. He come back, now they ain't playing no more because of the COVID or whatever. Like you're subjecting people to so many different things because you've been irresponsible, bro. Like I just ain't with that.
In fact, let's just use the example of some of our classmates when we grew up. Let's just say there's like let's say there's 2 dummy students, right?
Okay.
One is a
also you about to name names.
Me too.
Names. There's too many to name my high schools. But one dummy student could be a good, people like him. He makes F's, but he sits there quietly. He's cool. He's chilling. And then you got the other guy who makes F who want to disrupt the class, act stupid, and get on everybody's nerves. There's a difference.
Right. You bother people. Look at people who bother people. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, look, y'all. I think we're right about an hour, man. I said let's go ahead and wrap it up, bro. So we're going to have an all new YouTube channel to put this video up on. I believe Cooper's gonna work on getting on some Spotify, some of the some of the top tier
Yeah, we will
DSPs.
we will put this on Anchor. We'll eventually get on
Right.
YouTube. We will feature this on blurtish.com,
100%.
which I am the owner of and all that. And then eventually we might have our own custom website down the line if Leslie, the wonderful web designer of Blurtish, will give me that ability again. So,
and real quick, I just want to shout out everybody that's in our group, man. Like, we haven't done a podcast in almost 2.5, 3 years. And the reason why we're bringing it back is because I feel like we have one of the best basketball podcast groups with no podcasts. You know what I'm saying? On Facebook, we have a really good group. Shout out to everybody. My man Sherman, Justin, my man
Greg.
Mike, you know what I'm saying? Greg, you know what I'm saying? Terrence, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Jamie, everybody who contributes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Say that name, cool.
Right. Whatever, man. We figured that, like, yo, we have really, really good basketball conversations within our Facebook group. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to make sure we come back with a podcast. Y'all make sure
same fans.
Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe. And we definitely, you know what I'm saying, as the season goes on, hopefully we can do this once a week. That's the plan, because we all got, you know what I'm saying, we all got adult things to deal with. But we definitely want to get other people that are in the group who like to talk basketball. We definitely got to get Sherman on, because Sherman almost one of us, man. He hold it down. You know what I'm saying?
Sherman will be coming on, most definitely.
Yeah.
Juice, you can definitely come on, go deep into some Pelicans. And because, you know you got that. Maybe even Bullet Jones.
Right.
Let him do his thing.
But yeah, 100%, man. And shout out to our brother Daryl too, man. Daryl got that wrong. He gonna shake it back though. You know what I'm saying? He's the hidden member. Yeah. He's the hidden member of the original BNBS crew, whatever. But yeah, so we about an hour, man. We will have graphics up. This is gonna come up real soon. Y'all be good. And we are off. Peace.